Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, GCW The Coldest Winner 2. This took place on Saturday night in Los Angeles, California at the Ukrainian Cultural Center. Actually, one of my favorite arenas that GCW goes to. We had some fantastic matches. The first match, I'm going to say their WWE names to make it hit a little harder. Dolph Ziggler versus Zack Ryder. So Nick Nemeth versus Matt Cardona. Yeah, seeing these two guys in a GCW ring, it's like, whoa. After seeing them in WWE. But yeah, this match, honestly, it was damn good, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to be. Matt Cardona starts cutting a promo when after Nick Nemeth come out and was talking about Dolph Ziggler versus Zack Ryder and how Zack Ryder beat him for the U.S. title and how Nick should lay down for Matt Cardona. And so he's trying to convince him to lay down for him and pin him. So Nick Nemeth lays down. Matt Cardona goes to pin him. Nick does the roll up. 1-2 count, gets out of it, and then it started off slow, but it picked up from there. It was really good. I ended up giving it 3.5 total. The fact they got the doors out, they got the chairs out, did the door bridges, actually took a table spot, Nick Nemeth did, or door spot. It was pretty good. Like I said, 3.5 star. Nick Nemeth, 12.5 minutes getting the victory there. Next up, we had Man Like DeReiss versus Chris Bay. It's like, what? This show started off hot. Chris Bay, one half of the TNA World Tag Team Champions with his partner Ace Austin, part of Bullet Club. And Man Like DeReiss actually has been a tag team partner in Red Pro in Progress. So yeah, it's like, and these two are teaming up the next night at Feel No Ways. So it's like, you're going to have a one-on-one match, and then you're going to team up the next night. It's like, now you see how good each other is, and you team up. But Man Like DeReiss is actually one of my favorite UK stars. She's part of 0121 with Drilla Maloney. Chris Bay ended up winning this match. I give it 3.5 star, but it was, again, 2 big-time matches starting off this card. It's like, this wasn't your typical GCW card. Next up, we had Kerry Morton versus the ageless Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson is like 70 years old and still wrestling. He's not that great at it, but he's still good. Kerry Morton, second generation star. His dad, one half of the, goodness gracious, Ricky Morton and Rock and Roll Express. Wow. Kerry Morton, former NWA TV champion. It was an okay match. Mike Jackson can still do some big spots, some rope spots and whatnot. I give it 2 3/4 with Kerry Morton getting the victory. Next up, one of my favorite independent characters right now, the methodical one, Charles Mason, and him and his mercenary Paro. They're Charles Mason's crony, Richard Holiday, used to be tag team partners with Hammerstone in MLW. Holiday turned on Hammerstone. Hammerstone, as they advertised, one of the top free agents in pro wrestling today. Probably end up in TNA, which is cool. I'll be happy for him to go to TNA. He's a hell of talent. But so we had Hammerstone versus Charles Mason ahead of at Feel No Ways. It's supposed to be Hammerstone versus Richard Holiday. Hammerstone ended up getting the victory here over Charles Mason, but at the end, we had Richard Holiday come out and attack Hammerstone with a chair. I ended up giving it a 3 star. It was a pretty decent match, but just the way this whole methodical thing with Charles Mason and the way he, I almost say brainwashed Richard Holiday into joining him, has Paro, and he tried to get Billy Dixon a long time ago, but Billy Dixon ended up breaking away from him, and he just methodically attacks people, and he's kind of like this cult leader. And he does it throughout the indies. That's what's cool. He did it in House of Glory and GCW, And anywhere else that he wrestles, it's like an unsanctioned pro. It's sort of the same character. So I give it 3-star with Hammerstone getting the victory. Next up, we had Los Desperados versus the West Coast Boys. Los Desperados, Arez, Gringo, Loco, and Latigo, your Lucha Libre stars, going up against the West Coast Boys. Bodhi, young Prodigy, who's 16 years old, still in high school, had 3 chem tests this week, he said. So hopefully get some studying done for those. Versus Starboy Charlie, who in his own right is beefing up, is not a boy no more, but he's definitely young. Titus Alexander, former West Coast Pro Champion. Matter of fact, in 2022, Titus, maybe early 23, Titus Alexander had a match with Will Ospreay in West Coast Pro. It was an amazing match. For me, it put Titus Alexander on the map. But these 6 Lucha Libre guys went out there, 3 3/4 star match, and Arez, Gringo, Loco, and Latigo beating the West Coast Boys. 18.5 minutes, 3 3/4 star match of the night. Next up, we had BUSSY, Allie, Katch, and Effy going up against Masha, Slamovich, and Rina, Yamashita. Well, the problems between BUSSY, Allie, Katch, and Effy and old Manser roared their ugly heads again. We've had the matches where Effy and Mans Warner went to a draw. That was at the last show. We've had Manser attacking Effy and Allie Katch with a screwdriver. He did that here to Allie Katch. Late last year, we had Mans turn on Effy. They're all part of Second Gear Crew. Second Gear Cunt when BUSSY joins them. And, so he's been going after anybody that friends with Effy. They both, Mance and Effy, want to be GCW champion. And they're going to take each other out to get there. That's what happened here. 14.5 minutes in, Mance came out, attacked Allie Katch and Effy with a screwdriver. They got ran off by Masha and Rina. And in the no contest, I ended up giving it a 3-star. But we know the future between Effy and Mance Warner is going to be bloody. Next up, we had what was next here? Oh, the hardcore 6-man tag. We had Los Macizos, Ciclope, and Miedo Extremo teaming up with Sandra Moore. And they were taking on Bobby Flaco, Cole Radrick, and Mr. Danger. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm like, where did I write it at here? This looks like actually a decent match. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. Los Macizos got the doors and chairs out, put the youngins through it. Cole Radrick, the Ratty Daddy, and Mr. Danger. And ended up Sandra Moore and Los Macizos got the victory. I give it 3 1/4. Next up, we had Santana Jackson and Su Yung. This match was more comic relief than it was actual match. Santana Jackson is Michael Jackson, is what he's supposed to be. The character is. And during his matches, typically he will go into the ring, come out with a Wolf's mask on, and to Thriller. And in this particular case, I think there was 3 total, of red jackets with wolf masks coming out the Thriller, and Su Yung would beat them up, take the wolf head off. It wasn't Santana Jackson. On the 4th time it was, but due to that confusion and all that, he was able to get the best of Su Yung here. It was 15 minutes long, but there was a lot of just filler of that kind of stuff. I ended up giving it 2 1/4 with Santana Jackson getting the victory. And then our main event was the GCW World Title on the line. Champion Blake Christian going up against Dark Sheik. This match started off weird. It started off with Dark Sheik coming out, Blake Christian coming out second. Dark Sheik hit him with the chair. that took them off into the crowd to fight. They fought up on the ramp. They fought up on the stage area, throughout the crowd. There was possibility of them getting counted out because they don't. I mean, most matches there are no disqualification. They threw each other through chairs, and we were at the Gringo Cultural Center, and those are the fancy chairs. And when they tear the chairs up, Brett Lauderdale loses his mind, and he was on social media. I didn't get to watch it live, but I was on X, and he was, no more chairs. So apparently every time they tear a chair up, he has to pay for it. So you would think by this time they would learn. We'll just buy like 50 chairs ahead of time and call it good. But they fought through it. They fought off of things. Sheik had a door bridge up, and she ended up going through it herself. And then at one point, she set a door bridge up. She ended up, this is one of the most wildest spots I've ever seen. She had the two chairs, the door with a chair. I think there was a chair laying under it. She gets this tall freaking ass ladder from under the ring and does a freaking almost like a swan down off the ladder, through the door onto a chair with Blake right there. Through all this carnage, Blake was able to retain his title in 24 minutes. I ended up giving this match 3.5. Just some of the daredevil stuff that Dark Sheik can do, and Blake Christian just plays his heel so good. He started off being hated just at in New Jersey, and then it started everywhere. He just plays this cocky kind of, I don't say the Shawn Michaels heel and Shawn before DX heel, but kind of cockiness. I'm better than you. I know it. I don't care what you say. I'm going to do what I want kind of thing. And so it's like he's just kind of bucks authority and that kind of thing. Reminds me a little bit kind of a version of the Shawn heel when Shawn before DX. But Blake Christian still your GCW World Heavyweight Champion. That was the coldest winner 2 from Saturday night. Last night, matter of fact, after or right around the time NXT Vengeance Day was getting over, we had GCW Feel No Ways from Mesa, Arizona at the Nile Theater. So we're going to go over that. We're also going to go over NXT Vengeance Day. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a 50-day Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.